So you're looking at your Oscar ballot. You see sound editing, you see sound mixing. What's the difference? How do you pick a winner? Today we have a panel of sound mixers and editors with us to help you make a sound decision. So I think one of the fundamental questions is when people are looking at the categories for sound mixing, sound editing, help me out a little bit. What's the difference?
A simple analogy, perhaps, is most people will understand the relationship that the cinematographer has to the editor. The cinematographer captures all the various pieces of film and hands those to the editor, and the editor compiles that into a cohesive whole. You don't shoot in sequence, you don't cut in camera. So the sound editor would be the person who gathers the elements and presents them to the mixer to organize, as a cinematographer would hand their shots to the editor to compile into a completed film.
We're a team. It starts with production. From production sound, it goes to sound editorial, sound effects, they create the sounds and everything. And then it goes to the re-recording mixer where they mix the final product together.
I'm a production sound mixer, so I work during the filming. I recorded the dialogue as clean as I can record it. Thinking of the sound editor, because you have to try to keep things clean, no overlaps. You're really trying to just keep as consistent a level as you can in a very inconsistent environment.
And I'm a production sound mixer as well. And for example, if someone is walking, an actor is walking, and they have keys on, and visually the director wants to see the keys. So what we do is that we tape the keys off. Now the sound editorial, later on, they will create the sound.
And those keys might be special. They might have to have a kind of musical element to them or a signature or something, and they tie into a deeper part of the story. So the production keys look right, but maybe we don't want that sound.
Right.
So we might record these keys on our own or on a Foley stage, or perform them a certain way, or process them to make them sound more interesting, or pitch them to match the music in a certain case, or something unique.
If you think what Mark and Aaron do as sound editors, they're also sound creators. You're creating environments that we don't have any idea maybe what they sound like because they're in the future or they're 400 years in the past. Then we have to consider the spoken word, the dialogue, the music, how the director wants the scene to play, what's the emotion. And it's a very finite dance trying to create an atmosphere for the viewer to envelop themselves in and feel part of this movie.
Ultimately, dialogue is king. A movie cannot sound great if you can't understand the dialogue. So you want the audience to believe that what they're hearing was what was captured, as if everything was happening while the film was shot. It is so believable that all we needed was Willie and Steve.
Because it's so jarring when the sound doesn't hook up to your sense of what you're looking at.
Well, that's what people notice.
Right.
People very rarely notice good sound. They really notice bad sound.
Well, let's talk about good sound versus great sound. Is there one thing that makes a nominee distinctive?
For me, it's storytelling. Anytime a sound, whether it's dialogue, sound effects, or music, tells a part of the story without an actor having to say words, that's incredible.
Sometimes you watch a movie and you are breathless or you get a chill. You're not really sure why. A lot of times it's because of what the sound is doing.
I want to encourage moviegoers to be very analytical and just listen and ask yourself, why was that sound there? There's meaning in every single moment, every single, flutter of a butterfly wing and footstep.
One of my personal notes about seeing films and being sold on the effort is when a sound kind of defies logic and is just so effective. When its placement is due to the kind of human factor of the person with the vision, like the desk bell in Barton Fink. It just rings for infinity. I love that. That's
You immediately knew that sprung forth from the imagination of that sound designer, but it spoke volumes about the story and the characters.
Sound guys are not known to be the creative people of the movie making, but it's probably more creative than it is technical. You have to know how to use the equipment.
Yeah. Right.
But that's like the light switch when you walk in the room.
Exactly.
Right.
If we were to convey anything about sound, it's not just a sound guy. And we're always referred to as the sound guy.
Right.
You never called the cinematographer the picture guy.
Right.
I heard that. You'd get fired or slapped.
Fantastic. Thanks for coming, guys. We're all set with some sound advice. And you can go to Oscar.com and fill out your My Picks game ballot. And be sure to share your predictions with your friends.